Hello there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training company passmyinterview.com, and in this tutorial I am going to teach you how to answer the difficult interview question, tell me about a time you failed. Now this is one of the hardest interview questions to answer correctly, but in this tutorial, to help you succeed, this is what I will cover. I will tell you why the interviewer is asking you the question, tell me about a time you failed. I will give you 3 really important tips for answering this question with confidence. I will also give you 3 brilliant example answers that you can use in your job interview. And I will also give you access to more videos that have great answers to tough interview questions. And just very quickly, please do make sure you subscribe to this channel. Lots of you are passing your job interviews as a result of the content, and I don't want you to miss out. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video, and please do make sure you give the video a like because that tells me you find the content useful. Thank you very much. So why is the interviewer asking you the question, tell me about a time you failed? There are 2 reasons. Number 1, if you haven't yet failed at anything, you may not have the necessary experience to do the job properly. Now, the majority of people will answer this question by saying, I never really fail at anything because I am always fully prepared. That type of answer will not gain any marks. You have to give a specific situation you were in when you failed, because they are assessing how you respond to failure. So the second reason is, how you respond to failure is a clear indication of your tenacity, your determination, and your willingness to improve. So we have to make sure we give them a response that contains a specific situation you were in when you failed. Let me now give you 3 really important tips for answering this question with confidence, and I will then give you those 3 brilliant answers that you can use in your interview. Tip number 1, make sure you use the STAR technique to structure your answer. The STAR technique is situation, task, action, and result. So you start off and you explain the situation you were in. You then briefly outline the task that needed doing. You then go into detail about the action you took, and you then finish off with the result of your actions. So it's called the STAR technique. And when I give you an example answer in a second, I will show you how effective the STAR technique really is. Tip number 2, give a specific example that includes the reason why you failed and don't blame other people. So tell them the reason why you failed, tell them what you did to put things right, and then tell them what you learned from the experience. Make sure you include those things in your answer. And number 3, always be honest and take responsibility for what happened. That will gain lots of marks with the interviewer. So be honest and take responsibility. Let's now have a look at those brilliant answers. So here's the first answer to the question, tell me about a time you failed. And this answer uses the STAR technique. Here we go. In my previous job, I was managing a project for one of the company's most valuable clients. I promised the client that the project would be completed within 21 days. It was my responsibility to make sure everything would be completed both on time and to the right standard. Now, I started work on the project, and within a week of commencing, I realised it was not going to be possible to get everything finished on time. In fact, it was going to take 28 days to complete instead of 21. I felt awful because I had effectively failed the client. I immediately contacted them, I apologised for misleading them, and I explained why I had got the schedule wrong. Basically, I had miscalculated the amount of work involved. The client thanked me for my honesty, and they said the 28-day completion timeframe was fine. I learnt a lot from that situation, and moving forward, I always ensured I estimated completion times more accurately. That's a great answer. You are being honest, you are giving a specific situation you were in, and you are also using the STAR technique of situation, task, action, and result. Let's now take a look at my second example answer to the tough interview question, tell me about a time you failed. Here we go. When I first started work in my previous role, the manager gave me a task to complete that involved carrying out a stock check of all company goods that we had available. In my hastiness to do a good job, I failed to listen to his brief properly, and I ended up including items in the stock check that I should have excluded. As soon as I noticed my error, I informed my manager and I explained to him the reason why I had made the mistake. I then went away and I put things right. I learnt a lot from that situation, especially in respect of making sure I took notes when a brief was given to me. If I ever do fail at something, I will admit to it before putting things right and making sure I learn from the experience so it does not happen again. So that's another great answer. You are being honest and you are giving a specific situation that you were in where you failed. Here's another example answer. Answer number 3. Tell me about a time you failed. Here we go. After being in my last job for a few months, my supervisor called me in to speak to her about my performance in respect of customer service call handling targets. I was failing to answer the required number of calls each day because I was spending too much time speaking to the customers instead of getting to the root of their problem quickly so I could move on to the next call. I was trying to make polite conversation, but I could understand why I was failing because the business needs to be as efficient as possible. After the conversation with my supervisor, I decided to undertake an online course that enabled me to deal with customer calls faster while still providing a high level of service. Now, following the course, my call handling skills improved significantly, and my supervisor praised me for listening to her feedback and taking positive steps to improve. That's another really good answer. So you've got 3 answers there to choose from. And if you would like a copy of these slides, and more importantly, 21 great answers to tough interview questions, make sure you click that link in the top right hand corner of the video. It will take you through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download these slides and, as I say, 21 great answers to tough interview questions in a PDF guide. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and also please do give the video a like. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best for passing your job interview. Have a brilliant day.